For some of you, it's just a superiority complex issue and your ego that's making you have some of these arguments. How do you say the entire northern Uganda, Wakiso district, has a population greater than the entire northern Uganda? Let's use the data of 2014 census because it's the most available out there. Northern Uganda had a population of 7 million. And Central had a population of around 11 million. East and West had a population of 9 million. So it's been a while, and it's been over 10 years. And as you know, the people of Northern Uganda, it's here that most women can have a minimum of 4 to 5 children. Imagine someone thinking up to today that Northern Uganda is just a vacant place and has never been occupied. There are only a few people in some few settled areas. It would, I don't know, many of you have not moved out of Central, and all you know is Central. So Uganda so far is the most stable country in the East African community and the Great Lakes region. Look at countries like Sudan, South Sudan, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda. The level of peace in Uganda is something the citizens take. The level of freedom in Uganda is something the citizens take for granted. I recently watched a video by Salvador, which was talking about, he mentioned the word relating to the genocide, but he mentioned that word in context with Rwanda, and he ended up being suspended from Rwanda for 5 years. So you people don't understand that you can throw insults and do certain things and say everything you want, but still in Uganda, you go free without having the repercussions. Most times it's until you tamper with the security, until it's more serious issues that get you into trouble. So the places you admire for their security, it's kind of bizarre for me. Let's say the United States. Recently, all of you were complaining about Donald Trump cutting aid to countries. You can't have a double standard when you want to talk about certain things. You know how many people die from gun violence in the US? Like, police brutality in the US is worse than we have seen in our country. Police brutality, you guys remember Black Lives Matter? Like, you all have double standards for things. Like, let's have one standard. When you stand up to something, stand up to it for real and don't back down. Many of you can't listen to the president's speeches, but when you do, you'll actually find wisdom in them. Especially, there was one of these speech that made total sense to me, and someone told me it sounded blasphemous, just because he asked if God was lonely and why he was calling Africans early to himself. But when you listen to it, what was he talking about? Our lifestyles. And lifestyle is a great contribution to how long you live on this place. I've seen so many Ugandans, so many die before the age of 49. Not because they weren't working, not because they were, not because they didn't have the money or what, but lifestyle took them to the grave earlier. So how do you say someone like that actually informs the citizens that the lifestyle they live is harmful to their body, is the wrong person? In Uganda alone, cancer is now dependent on regions. It's now dependent on regions. Check the statistics.
To the Uganda Cancer Institute, cancer cases have continued to climb this year. The latest data shows that out of every 100,000 people, 320 are living with cancer, while up to 40,000 Ugandans develop the disease annually. However, only 20% of those diagnosed survive, meaning 8 in every 10 patients die.
In 1 year, 80% will be dead. So that means we have very high mortality. We need to turn around that to increase what we call survival.
The head of Comprehensive Community Cancer Program at Uganda Cancer Institute, Mshanoleb, says every region of the country is grappling with a particular type of cancer that is most prevalent there. For instance, in the central region, cervical cancer and prostate cancer dominate. In the Rwenzori region, skin cancer is most common. In the east, stomach cancer leads. Northern Uganda grapples with high cases of Burkitt lymphoma, while the West Nile region reports more esophageal cancer.
Because they use a lot of tobacco. Cancer of the stomach is very common in Western Uganda. They use a lot of crude salt that is used to make a shabwe.
He adds that cancer does not spare age groups, and Uganda is now witnessing a gradual rise in childhood cancers. The most common cancers among children include blood cancers like leukemia, lymphoma, and kidney cancer. Mdsha notes that many childhood cancers are linked to infections that weaken the body's immunity.
Cancer is now dependent on regions. Every region has its own cancer that's more dominant. And if the president makes or says something like that, just because many of you can't stand him, you can't stand him for no proper reason. You can't listen to him. Now you don't have the wisdom it takes. I think some of this anger coming from the central was misdirected, because if you look closely, more of your people even voted for President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta. Your own presidential candidate from NUP did not surpass 50. In most cases, did not surpass 55% of the votes. How about all the other 40% of the people that are from your region that voted for him? While you're focusing on Northern Uganda, whenever I look at this man, I pray for him every night, for the Lord to keep him safe and to keep him longer. I can't believe there was a time in my life that I prayed for this man to be dead. And now I pray almost every day. And I'm like, the Lord that made people live for 900 years, at least give him 120. At least give him 120. I can't believe time is taking its toll on this man. And it's sad to note that I didn't like him when he was younger and I was younger. Whew. Yeah.